Got into camp a little while ago and just had an absolutely fantastic meal. Waiting now for Randy to come back and do an orientation about how we're going to be hunting.
I don't blame anybody for not wanting to stand in the dark waiting to be picked up with an unloaded gun.
Last minute bear right here, folks. Last 20 minutes of the hunt.
Welcome to A Sportsman's Life. We're so glad you tuned in to join us for another exciting real-world outdoor adventure right here on A Sportsman's Life.
Maine is obviously an absolutely beautiful state. Great place to be, particularly this time of the year. Bear season is starting, or has started, and we'll be bear hunting later this week. But for the time being, we got a couple extra days and just kind of roaming around a little bit. We're going to be doing some fishing as well too, and thought we might just show you what this says. A little sign right here says, it says a rich fishing tradition continues year-round, showing all the different things about the landlocked salmon, lake trout, guides, sport, and fishing camps. On our way to the lodge, to the Wilderness Escape Lodge for our bear hunt. And it is raining, but it is absolutely beautiful up here right now. More to come. Just pulling into Wilderness Escape Lodge. Going to go meet with Randy Flannery, and we'll be on our way for a bear hunt and a fishing trip. And been driving through these beautiful north woods. Now we're on a gravel road going into the lodge. Wilderness Escape Lodge is on a beautiful lake, from what Randy has told me. And I'm so glad to be here. Got into camp a little while ago and just had an absolutely fantastic meal. Waiting now for Randy to come back and do an orientation about how we're going to be hunting. Unfortunately, Abe, Nafa, and his wife Tori have had all kinds of heck trying to get here. I'm not sure whether they're going to be able to even get here or not. They've seemed to have lost their luggage. So they're driving up to Bangor. Hopefully they'll show up there, and there'll be some time tomorrow before they get here instead of being here with us this evening. But hopefully they'll be able to get here and enjoy the hunt. But I think it's kind of questionable right now whether they can even find their luggage or whatever's going on. So one of the horrible things about having to travel these days, you never know. And one of the reasons that Marianne and I came up a couple of days early, just in case there was a bunch of problems. Unfortunately, Abe and Miss Tori couldn't do the same. They had business going on and couldn't get away like we were able to. So here, the first afternoon in camp, we'll start hunting tomorrow. And we're waiting right now for Mr. Randy to show us or talk to us a little bit about how they hunt and how they do things here. So we'll try to record that and see what else we can learn this evening before it's over with. But as you can see, it's absolutely beautiful here in Maine.
Okay, shooting bears, hunting bears over bait isn't like shooting fish in a barrel. We can't tie them to a tree. We can't make them come in. We bait before you guys get here. Okay, every other day we put 2 full 5-gallon buckets of bait on every bait. Every guide, every one of the guides has at least 35 baits to bait every other day. Don't think that ain't work. Okay, if they don't leave by right after first light, they're not going to be back by dark, because it's a lot of ground to cover. Where Heathy guides, that piece of woods is 285,000 acres. On this side of the road, going with Terry, that's 194,000 acres. And for those of you that are going to Bruce, that's over 1 million acres. We're going to have breakfast at 7:30. The breakfast is all you can eat. I don't care if you want 25 pancakes and 25 eggs. Whatever you want, you're going to get it. Okay? So eat hearty. And then I want everybody to go to the range and shoot their gun. Make sure it's on. The price of a bullet. Okay? Make sure it's on. It's a little security. You know what I mean? I know, I have people tell me all the time, well, my gun's never been off. Praise the Lord. But make sure. We owe it to the animal to make good, clean kills. And like I've told all of you guys, and we have it in our paperwork, we run this business under the 170 grain rule. If your gun doesn't shoot at least a 170 grain bullet, you're not hunting with it. Bears don't die easy. And you can ask a guy who's killed probably 50 of them. Bears are a tough animal. They can absorb a lot of lead, and if you hit them in the front shoulder, I had a guy come out of the woods waiting on the road for me to pick him up. It's dark in the woods, it's light on the road, you're still hunting. He shot a bear at about 30 yards in the front shoulder with a 300 Win Mag. We tracked that bear all night long, going on 3 legs, and I ended up killing him in the morning a little after 6 a.m. We tracked him all night long. We're all going to meet back at the lodge. We're going to meet back at here at noontime for another all-you-can-eat meal, just like the one you just had. I ask everybody not to eat in their hunting clothes. Every week, pretty much, somebody's going to go eating in their hunting clothes. A bear can smell you with on a dead calm day. A bear can smell you for 250, 300 yards. They have a nose on them like you cannot possibly imagine. So I don't want you to get all that scent on your clothes and your hair and everything else. So after you get done eating, come up, get your hunting clothes, get your gear, and we'll all meet out at the trucks to go bear hunt. So the guide's going to go down to the bait site. He's going to squat down next to the barrel. It's a 35-gallon barrel. You want that bear to be considerably larger than that barrel. If it isn't, don't shoot it. And as far as judging a bear goes, I was always taught, and it's always proven to be true, if you see a bear and the first thing that comes in your head is that might be a small bear, it's a small bear. Don't shoot. If you see a bear come in and you say, boy, that's a good bear, it's usually a good bear. The guy, after he baits a bait, you give him the thumbs up, he's going to leave. Okay? Do not load your gun under any circumstances until you hear the truck shut the door and he starts it up. Safety first. So until the guide is back out and you'll be able to hear him, okay, until he shuts the door and starts the truck up, then you can load your guns. At the end of the day, you stay in your stand or blind until you can no longer identify the target. And then you come out of the blind or stand and you hunt your way out to the road. And it's still light on the road. And the guide will tell you where he's going to pick you up. He's going to show you where he wants you to wait for him, which will be 200, 300, 400 yards, maybe 500 yards down the road. We don't want to pick you up at night right in front of the trail to the bait, because there may be bears in there and we scare them off. But at the end of the day, when you run out of daylight, okay, I don't blame anybody for not wanting to stand in the dark waiting to be picked up with an unloaded gun. So I'm going to tell you this. You're going to hear the truck coming long before you see it. Okay? So make sure, no excuse whatsoever, make sure when that truck comes up to you, your gun is unloaded. For a couple of reasons, okay? The guide don't want to worry about anything. And when we check the guns in and out of the trucks, when we leave here and when we pick you up in the evening, Okay, we're gonna check and make sure all guns, including handguns, are unloaded. Safety first.
Brought to you by Dallas Safari Club, Conservation, Education, and Hunter Advocacy. Hornaday, accurate, deadly, dependable. Taurus Firearms, maker of the Raging Hunter. Stealth Vision, high-tech, precision-driven equipment tailored for the modern hunter.
This afternoon is just one of those quiet evenings. There was literally not a squirrel nor a bird moving. And of course, did not see a bear, but that spot that I'm hunting is absolutely fantastic. There's been some big bear in there, no question about it. And hopefully, sooner or later, one of those bears will show up. Headed out tomorrow morning on a fishing trip and gonna fish the smallmouth in a very special lake with two very special guides. So I'm really looking forward to that. Okay, guys, what are we getting ready to do?
Fish.
Fish. What are we fishing for?
Whatever bites.
I love that answer.
A Sportsman's Life is also brought to you by Mossberg, American Built, American Strong. The YO Steakhouse. Catch and Release Apparel. Pyramid Air, your one-stop shop for everything air guns.
Hello, sports fans. Bill Carey with Striper Express. We've got your weekly fishing trip for a sportsman's life. This week, we're going to talk about fishing the birds. The birds is what we call them, but truly, there are thousands and thousands of seagulls that migrate to Lake Texoma every fall, and they have arrived. Man, is it good. We're going to talk about it. Take a look at this first.
Hang on, just take it easy. We got some big fish on right now. And we already hammering some big ones.
You see what I mean? These birds squawk, bite each other. I joke that these birds are better than these $2,000 fish finders we got. So, whatever you do, it's time to get a hook in the water at Lake Texoma. That's why it's called legendary fall fishing. Come see us, Bill Carey, for a sportsman's life. Catch a fish.
you want to learn more about Vineyard Max and the other products they have, go to www.vineyardmax.net. Last afternoon of the hunt. Have one more chance. Love this spot that we're in right here. You can see, I'll show you just a little bit, same place I was yesterday. Not really a whole lot moving. These bears have just really locked down for whatever purpose. Did get one shot last night. One of the guys that standing on the same side of the lodge as what we are killed a really nice bear, about a 240, 250 pound bear. Love to see one like that, but if not, it's been a great hunt spending time with Randy Flannery and everybody in camp, and having Marianne here, my wife, Abe and Tora Nafa, has made it even a more special hunt. Looking forward to already coming back next year when we'll try it again. It's been a weird year here. They're not really sure why, but it's the driest that they've had of fall. Leaves that normally don't start changing color until about another 2 weeks are already starting to change colors, and it doesn't look like it's going to be one of those really brilliant years like they normally have in terms of leaves. But going to kick back here in just a little bit and finish loading my handgun, and hopefully a bear will show up. Shot a bear about 30 minutes ago. Got Randy and Brian on a blood trail. Came in pretty late. No time to turn the camera on, unfortunately, so hopefully this blood trail will lead them to where that bear is here in just a little bit.
This is bear hunting.
Got it done. Less than 30 minutes left. Yep. Last minute bear right here, folks. Last 20 minutes of the hunt. Can't ever give up. Bit of a recap on our recent bear hunt. It was tough hunting. Drought conditions in the forest, no food. What apples are normally there were about the size of marbles compared to full-size apples. Very few acorns, very few natural food. So what happened is a lot of the older bears, to conserve energy, particularly the older boars that we were trying to target, they'd already gone to den by the time we started hunting. Very, very few boars were killed this fall over all of Maine, and very few bears were killed. Now, what that means is that in 2026, those bears that went into early to hibernation, if you will, they're going to be that much bigger this coming year. And I got a feeling there's going to be a banner year for bear in 2026. I can't wait to get back with Randy Flannery. Had an opportunity to be there with my wife, Marianne. Also had Abe and Tori Nafa. Now, Abe's the director with the DSC Foundation, and he happened to have bought the hunt that Randy so graciously donated to for us. And then, as you saw, the fishing was great. They apologized for the small fish, but hey, I caught 30 or so smallmouth in 2 mornings, and normally they catch in the spring much, much bigger fish. So same thing with the bears. And I got lucky the last 10 minutes of my hunt, of that 6-day hunt of sitting on that bear bait every afternoon, seeing virtually nothing. A bear walked in, and I was able to take it with my 45-70, my Rossi R95 and Hornady ammo, and tell you more about that sometimes in the future. I ended up donating that bear to the local native tribes, if you will, for them to utilize the meat in their ceremonies and to teach their youngsters how to tan hides and utilize hides, bones, meat, everything of that bear. So very proud of that fact as well too. And hopefully somewhere down the way on my podcast or on our podcast, we'll have that gentleman talk about some of the things that they do. So if you're looking for a bear hunt, a great fishing trip, or just a place to get away, please let me recommend Wilderness Escape Lodge. Randy and Sharon are just the finest people in the world. They've got the greatest people working for them. The food is out of this world good. The lodge is fantastic. The views are great, and I can't wait to get back there next year, because this coming year of 2026, they're going to be a big bunch of boars out there, and I can't wait to put my tag on one of them.
Folks, this segment was brought to us by Gearhead Archery, Smoke Intex Electric Smokers, Snaplock Hunting Blinds, YO Ranch Headquarters, Ultramatic Feeders, and Catfish Pro. Tune in next week for some more real-world outdoor adventures right here on A Sportsman's Life.